Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to be finishing off the UV unwrap. So as of now I have unwrapped all of the bed. Okay, so if you were to just do a selection here on the UV editor, you'll be able to see what you have left that needs to be unwrapped. Okay, so in this case the bottom and the inside, actually I kind of miss these guys over here as well. Okay, so let me just quickly do it. So this is a z-axis, apply projection, so I can just arrange them this way, move it out here. I think I left out these guys as well on the inside of the leg of the bed. This is also z-axis. Right, so if I do the selection again, okay, I can kind of see that okay, I'm left with the inside and the bottom of the bed. Now, it's not very crucial with the unwrap if, for example, the faces are not really going to be seen. Okay, for example, the inside is going to be hidden away by the mattress on top. Okay, but it's just a good practice for us to unwrap everything properly. So let's do the unwrapping here. Okay, so this is x-axis. So let's finish this off. So I'm just going to click apply. Okay, so now there should be proportionate, okay, to the inside of this particular shell here. Right, but I'm not going to be particular whether they are vertical or they are horizontal. Right, but of course in terms of proportion and scaling, that's very important. Right, so over here as well, this will be z-axis. Okay, so even though on the model itself, okay, some parts should be like maybe vertical, some horizontal, but in this case, right, I won't be that particular about it, because they will not be seen anyway. So these guys should be slightly longer. Now then, I'm left with here. So but maybe before I do the bigger surface areas, what I can do these guys here. Okay, so again I'm going to choose them as a pair when I'm going to unwrap, since they are very far apart, so that I don't have to do so much of a scaling. So but important is to know the axis. This is Y. There you go. The last two faces, okay, these huge faces, so I'm just going to apply a simple liner. Okay, so this is what I have now. um, So I'm done with practically basically every surface or faces of my model. So if you highlight all the shells, UV shells, you'll be able to see that all of them are highlighted. Now, but the thing to understand is in the UV editor, what is going to be output out of Maya and into Photoshop is only whatever you put within this particular gray box here. If you take a look at the measurements here, okay, this is the 0 unit, all right, and this is, it goes positively 0 0.1, 0 0.2 all the way to 1.0. Same with, this is the U, same with the V, 0 all the way to 1. Now over here inside the graph, this is negative. Okay, it's going negative 1, it's going negative 1. So anything within this grid over here, okay, Photoshop will not be able to see. Okay, same thing, anything that you place outside of the grid, okay, you're not going to be seen. Now there are two ways that you can do. One is, okay, you bring everything into the gray box. Okay, what you can do is you can kind of select them. Okay, move into the gray box. Now you need to uniform scale them properly because you already have done all the scaling to proportion. So probably what you need to do is you need, as a group, you need to kind of scale them down. Okay, now, but it is a best practice as much as possible to maximize the usage of the gray area. That means probably you may need to kind of spread things around and stuff like that. Now in Maya can also help you rearrange everything inside this particular positive area, okay, by selecting all the shells. Now you go to polygon. Okay, you need to find layout, click on the option box. Okay, let's bring this here. Now let me just click reset settings. Okay, so that this is what you see and what I see as default. Now what you want is you do not want objects, or in this case the shells, to be overlapping one another. Okay, so that you can kind of texture it neatly in Photoshop. Now, so what you want to do is you want to then leave the selection at single or multiple objects, bracket non-overlapping, so that they are not going to be overlapping one another. Prescale, okay, you may want to use what I call the world, so that they are always proportionate to one another. Now in some instances it may not work for you, so maybe what you want to do is you just want to kind of try and error, okay, which prescale option works best for you when Maya start rearranging stuff in here. Okay, so this I'm just going to put to world. Now for separate shells, okay, so this by default is disabled, but what you would want to do is you want to uncheck flip reverse. Okay, so because you have rearranged everything nicely, you do not want suddenly Maya to just flip your shells around. Okay, so uncheck this so that it won't get automatically flipped. Now the shell layout, of course we want it to snap into the positive region. Okay, so we leave that behind as default. Okay, the scale mode, we want it to uniform scale. Okay, remember not to use none, if not everything is not going to fit in there. If you put stretch to region, it's going to distort your proportions as well, so just leave it to uniform. Right, shell stacking, just leave it to the shape. And rotate, this is very important. So again, you may not want Maya to kind of rotate stuff around if you want the layout to be as such. Okay, so if you want your layout to be as such, okay, just click none for rotate so that it stays in the current rotation order. Right, everything else just leave it to default and click on layout UV. Right, so what happens is, okay, if you can see, right, I have everything layout in here. Okay, so let's have a look and see if anything is overlapping. Okay, in this case, right, nothing much is overlap. um, Actually I think I'm missing some of my shells. Okay, this particular shells here seems to be distorted to become something quite small. Okay, so if all this happens, okay, maybe what we need to do is, let me undo it again. Okay, I go to layout. Okay, maybe I just click prescale none, and let's try it out again. There you go. So prescale none, okay, kinds of keep everything in check. So you have to do a little bit of trial and error there. Okay, again, I think all my shells here are still proportionate. Okay, and it kind of utilizes the space a little bit better now. Okay, so if everything checks out okay, what you want to do is we want to export this as an image, okay, a 2D image, so that we can start working with it in Photoshop and start texturing. Okay, so in order to do that, first things is we're going to highlight all the shells, and then we click on polygon, go all the way to the bottom option here. It's called the UV snapshot. Okay, click on this. Right, so what you want to do is on the file name, click on the browse button. Now, okay, so when Maya export out images, okay, from within itself, okay, so when it's going to export out, it's going to straight away go to the images folder. What this means is if you were to go to your directory, okay, your Maya project folder, whatever images that you export out from Maya is going to be in this folder called images. Okay, now whatever images or textures that you want to input back into Maya, okay, save it in the source images. So in this instance, okay, it's going to be saved here under images. Okay, so I leave it as under images. Now what I want to do is I would want to put a name for it. Okay, so in this instance I'm going to put Bedframe. Okay, underscore. Okay, what we usually call this particular image is UV map. Okay, so whenever someone asks you, can I see your UV map? Okay, this is what they would usually want to see. Okay, your UV shells. Now, so I'm just going to call it Bedframe UV map. Save. Right. By default, you should also see, okay, the size of your UV snapshot to be 256 by 256. Now, when you bring this into Photoshop, it may be a little bit too small in terms of resolution, right? So when you bring back the textures into Maya, okay, your wood texture on the bed may look a little bit blurry or even pixelated. So it's best to work with higher resolution in Photoshop. So in this instance, I'm going to change the 256 to 1024. Oops. Okay, bit of tongue twister there. So 1024. When you change one size, okay, the other will just automatically keep in ratio. Okay, so 1024 by 1024, and the image format, okay, by default it's Maya IFF. You should change it to something that's easy to work with in Photoshop, such as PNG. Okay, PNG will hold some form of transparency in there. Now, with that said, right, okay, given a name, okay, with proper resolution and image format, just click OK. If everything goes well, this particular pop-up window will just automatically close by itself. Okay, so I already have um, a file here, so we just click cancel. So for you, just go ahead and save it. Now, so we are ready to start working in Photoshop to texture our UV map.